Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Octavio-playz. I'm bringing us another Black Ops 3 video, but we are doing an update video. Now what this video does is that I'm alerting you guys about the update. I'm reading to you guys the news that Treyarch has let out themselves. So let's hop right into this, shall we? Alright, so what we're doing is that we're receiving a new game mode called Fracture, which is a new game mode that is being released on July 15th, 4 days from today that I'm posting the video. And you pick up core files dropped by fallen enemies and deliver them to the Fracture site. Depositing the core file earns score for your team. The first team to reach the score limit or the team with the most deposited files at the end of the time limit wins the match. Now that's huge because we're getting a new game mode and I'm not sure how long that's going to last because we've seen that the double XP has lasted to like search and destroy, and then we had that new game mode that had double XP but it was like flags, or I forgot what it's called, flags and bombs, whatever that game mode was, and it lasted only a weekend. So I'm not sure how long this one will last, or will it be permanent. And so a new one that was added to the black market is fixed an issue where after completing a daily contract, if the user backed out of a match before it completed, they would receive a non-functional retry button in the black market. Users would not receive their crypto key reward until they completed another match. So basically what this one does is that there were some people that completed the challenge, which was a contract, and they left after the game, midway through the game after they finished it, and it just simply wasn't registering. So they had to do a whole other game, and they had to finish that game, and then they would get that. But now, if you leave halfway through the game after you complete your contract, it will register. The second one is fix an issue where if a user redeems all of their weapon bribes from their season pass purchase, they were prompted with a purchase button which required an incorrect crypto key amount. Now, I'm not too sure what this one is about. Fixed an issue where if a user redeems all of their weapon bribes from their season pass purchase, weapon bribes, like the ones that we had, you had two, right? The one you can earn, and if you had a season pass, you can get the 10 supply drops, rare supply drops bundle, and the weapon bribe, which guaranteed you a weapon. So I saw this in when you open the weapon bribe, you get a chance to open another one. I'm not sure if this is what it's fixing it, because I think that's what it's fixing it, and it's just saying that you can open up another rare supply drop. I'm not sure what that's hinting towards. Now, Codcaster, not really too big on that one. Now let's move on to Arena. Probation is no longer given to players who leave a match when outnumbered by 2 or more. Players will no longer lose stars below rank 5. Players are now required to press Find Match in the Arena post-game lobby to start matchmaking. Now, what this means is that probation is no longer given to the players. That first one is that if you're outnumbered, like let's say 4-1, and you leave, that shouldn't be able to hurt you because you're getting outnumbered, and it's a whole different ballgame from there, because that means that you have to clutch it up and it has to be even longer. So that's practically what is happening. And in order for you to get better in Arena, I think this is why they're doing it in rank 5 and below. You don't lose stars if you like lose or things like that. I guess I don't know. I'm not really too sure of how Arena is. Now, players are now required to press Find Match. Well, usually when you just like go into Arena, you have a setting already, and I guess it already chooses it for you. Not too sure about that one. And then general, new breadcrumb support added to playlist when new content or promotions are active. Not sure what breadcrumb may mean in this sentence, but I guess we're gonna have content or promotions active sometime, and those breadcrumbs are gonna help us. Fix for energy on camels appearing in English in several languages. It's not supposed to appear in English, or it is. That's a changeable one right there. Fix for lobby leaders filtering to friends only. Well, that's a given. They should have fixed that a while ago. Now, let's move on to general gameplay. Fix for players not getting awarded the correct contract bonus and occasionally getting negative awards. Now, I didn't know this was going on, but I guess it has been going on with a few people where they just get negative awards, which means they don't get any and they just lose stuff. But I didn't know this was happening, and now I do, and I don't know what to do about this, but they fixed it. And then the next bullet point says, resolved an issue where picking up dropped weapons or the uplink satellite drone would cause a player's camera to jitter. Oh, yeah, this happens like, for me, I thought personally it was lagging, but it just happens where like you start jittering and you're really, your connection is fine, but you just start jittering. That's the problem, and that's what they've tried to fix here, and I guess they fixed it. Now, for Specialist Prophet, I think this first bullet point really needed to happen. Prophet's Tempest will only require one shot to kill an enemy with kinetic armor active. Now, this was a big one because if you had kinetic armor and you heard a guy with the Tempest, you would put that on immediately. So if he shot you, it would take 2 shots. The first one will disable your kinetic armor, and the second one would actually penetrate you and kill you. Now, this is also the reason why they added this. And Prophet's Tempest will now only require 1 shot to kill an enemy with the uplink drone armor active. This kind of, the drone armor is when you're carrying the uplink ball and you get extra armor, right? And that's kind of like the kinetic armor. It gives you extra armor. And so that took 2 shots normally for the Prophet. And the first one would just completely destroy your armor. And the second one would actually kill you. Now it will only take 1. Now let's go down to the General. Weapons customized in Gunsmith and assigned in Creative Class will no longer lose their camouflage after restarting the application. I guess when you created like a Gunsmith and assigned a class or things like that, when you closed it, which was like you press the home button and then like the start button and close the whole application, it wouldn't appear. That's practically the problem, and I guess they fixed that. And the Banshee reduced the weapon's damage against score streaks, because for the Banshee, I believe it was a 2-shot to whatever streak it was, and you had to shoot it ahead of it so it would shoot it down. And that's what a lot of people were doing, and I guess now, because the hater was fixed too, which we'll get to that in a second, and the GI unit, but it used to take only 2 shots to destroy score streaks, and that's what people were getting super mad at the Banshee. Not that it had the long range, but that it could destroy score streaks just like this. And now let's go into score streaks, which is the GI unit. Resolved an issue where the robot would self-destruct shortly after landing. So imagine this, 1,600 points, right? That's originally what the GI unit is. Excuse me. And after you get that 1,600 points, you see it fall down and it just destroys right in front of you. That has to be the most god-awful thing that has to happen, because you work so hard for that GI unit. For some of us it comes easy, and for others not so much. So moving on to the next one, that's a hater. Resolved an issue where lock-on launchers could lose horizontal speed and miss the hater. Now this one, if you shot a missile, I guess when it would just be moving, the hater, it would miss the hater completely. And I don't agree with the hater actually being shot down, because it's a very hard streak to get to. The hater, the GI unit, and the Rapid Push-Up, I feel like those shouldn't be shot down, but they are, so what can we do? And now let's move on to the game modes, which is Uplink and Safeguard. So Uplink players can now move freely after the round time limit has ended if the satellite drone is still in the air. So I guess when time is up and you've already thrown the ball, it's not going to stop in midair, but you can still move around, and I guess you can finish off the kill until the ball goes in. And now for Safeguard, resolved an issue where the Safeguard robot's walk animation would become corrupted at the start of a round. Now, I guess this happened to me once where it would just like start walking, and then it would just like stay in the same position and just walk there. And it would just stay there for a bit until like we throw a grenade or something, and it would just start moving again. Now, it resolved that problem with the Safeguard. Now let's moving on to the maps. For Redwood, it fixed an issue where the bomb could be dropped out of the playable area during search and destroy and wouldn't return to its original position. Now what this means is that there's kind of like one of those glitches where you can't plant the bomb on top of the bomb. Like you can't like plant it on top, and then there's sometimes where you can plant it, like in Ghost, you used to be able to plant it on a floor above, and that I don't think that ever got fixed. I don't think it got patched or anything. But the whole thing is where you can see it like on the ground, but it can't be far away from the bomb or like throwing it off the map. That can't be possible, or you even carrying it around. But that's fixed. So I guess that's it. That's the last of it. I think so. I think that's it. So again, guys, hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. I know there's something different. You guys may like it, may not. Feel free to leave a comment down below on what you think about this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.